Hey family, it's Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa, and I am in Galveston, Texas right now, coming at you with this live. How y'all doing today? I'll wait till a couple of y'all come into the live before I start saying anything. I know this is a different time, but I figured an hour later would be a lot better than before. So we'll wait just a little while till some people come into the chat. And if not, I will start talking. Let me know who's out there. I see one person in the chat. Let me know coming from. Yeah, let me know. So I can tell you hello. It's going to be an interesting show. Hopefully, some of y'all will be out there to interact. If not, I have my information going. I see it's two of y'all out there. Hey, SH, how you doing? Where you coming from? Hi, SG. You coming from Montreal? Hello. Good to see you out there. Hey, Miriam Jones. How are you? It's good to see all of you guys out there. I hope all of y'all are doing just fine. I don't know what happened. It was three of y'all. Now it seemed to be two, but that's okay. Let's see what's going on. People showing up. I'm glad you're showing up in the house. Oh, hey, Cincinnati, and I am a Patreon. Patreon in the house. Hey, family. Now, I like that. Like that. We going to have lots of things planned to do with Habasia. Just wait till I get back. And we can plan before I even go. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, P. Davis. I'm fine. You coming from Georgia. I am fine. Hope you're doing fine too. Miriam Jones, USVA, Virginia. Good to have you all here. Good to have you all here. I'm putting out the link again, just in case any of y'all want to hop into the conversation in a minute. I know all of y'all know what the subject matter is about today. It's, are you ready to leave your country? Do you know the history of the country you want to repatriate? Because a lot of times lately, y'all, people been talking about repatriating to the motherland, but there's also been people jumping into the conversation that's actually repatriated to other places other than the motherland. I've seen some person online talking about they in Taipei, Taiwan, and they was actually talking about everybody else that's Blaxican to the motherland. I'm like, why are you worrying about people Blaxican to the motherland when you Blaxited from the United States to Taipei, Taiwan? You know, I'll be wondering, what is it in somebody who say do not like being oppressed because they're, quote, minority ethnic group because of numbers, but then turn around and move to a place where they're even less of a minority. Because I was saying, if people knew the history of the places they would go, sometimes they might not go there, because contrary to popular belief, history lasts way longer than what's happening right now. This is actually the new world, like they say, the new world order, and it has not been here very long at all. And if you study old history, you'll see that it's actually lots of people out there doing things, you know. So anyway, anybody want to say anything before I get started? Otherwise, okay. What I was talking about is lots of times people think that the only people who don't know how to organize is us. Like they say, just us. And that is not true. Throughout history, all of mankind were tribalistic. And a lot of them are still tribalistic to this day. I will not name exact names because of all of the things that could happen because of being exact. So I'll stay in generalities. Hey, naturally melanated. Glad to see you. Welcome. Okay. Like I said, this is the new world we're in, not something that you think that it's been here that long, only in our concept of time. But if you study history as far back as you can go, there's been civilizations that have lasted for thousands of years, and they have fought with their neighbors for hundreds of years, and then been at peace for hundreds of years. And lots of times their neighbors looked exactly like them. I will put the links down, you know, after this talk. Here's just an example of it, y'all. The barbarian tribes of Europe. And no, I'm not going to read all of this because I'm going to give y'all the links. But this is just to get you thinking on the same line of what I'm talking about. And I'm telling y'all, y'all have the link. Y'all can feel free to click in at any time. There's the link there that I'm sharing. Y'all can come in and have your say. And here's the introduction, y'all. It says the Roman called the people who lived outside of the Roman Empire barbarians. In the 4th century AD, the Roman army considered difficulty in stopping the barbarians from entering the Roman Empire. The Romans were forced to to increase the size of their army, you know, because they talking about you didn't have enough people. You didn't have enough people. Well, the Romans increased the size of their army. But by the end of the 4th century AD, it had grown to 600,000 men. Of these, 250,000 were stationed on Rome's northern borders. And then this is just to let y'all see the deep part. It says the barbarian tribes of Europe. It says in Europe, there were 5 major barbarian tribes: the Huns, the Franks, Vandals, Saxons, and Visigoths. It says each of them hated Rome. The barbarians were destroying Roman towns and cities in the image of the empire. Not race, y'all. Tribalism. The only reason they had not destroyed Rome yet, it was spent almost as much time fighting each other as they did Rome. You see? So they did not stick together either. Even though they knew Rome was their common enemy, they still spent just as much time fighting each other. So that's what I'm trying to say when I was in other uh, other groups and speaking, that we are not the only people that have fought one another with this tribalism, that it has been happening since the beginning of time in all people groups. And most of the time, it had nothing to do with race. It had to do with tribalism. Lots of time, people was killing folks who looking just like them, and even into recent times. So I'm going to give y'all the link to this, and I'll keep going. Who else is out there, y'all? There's some other people that meet up with us. I'm going to give y'all the link to this one, the Barbarian Tribes of Europe, because like I said, I'm not going to read all of that. And it's not story hour to do that with y'all. And plus, I know y'all can, on your own, take your time at your leisure to read about how these groups fought in Europe, how they fought each other, even though they hated Rome. They fought each other so badly that they didn't take Rome down for a very long time. Rome existed for a good while. And even when talking about Hannibal, when you're talking about Hannibal's army, when they got all of the people together, it really wasn't about race. It still was about tribalism and ethnic groups. And sometimes they even hired people to fight for them. So that's nothing new either. People hiring folks to fight for them. And of course, the booty of war was what they was fighting for. They said loot. And the people who remained after they fought everybody and won, they turned them into slaves. So this has been something going on for the longest time. All right. If anybody else has come in, chime in, let me know where you're coming from, who you are, so I can give you a shout out. All right. Now, talked enough about Europe. The Nubians and the Egyptians, same difference, y'all. They fought one another for a while. They intermarried for a while. The civilizations lasted a long time. They had lots of similarities, but that didn't mean that for a while they didn't fight one another. So I will give you the link to this too. It's talking about Nubian history. It says Nubian history can be traced from 2000 BCE onward to 1504 AD, when Nubia was divided between Egypt and Sinar's Sultanate and became Arabized. It was later united with the Ottoman Egypt in the 19th century and the Kingdom of Egypt from 1899 to 1956. So long histories of civilizations lasting, and they still fought amongst each other. Anybody want to chime in and say anything? I'm waiting. Got any questions? Let me know. I'm looking at the comments right now. Let me see if I see anything. Okay. All right. Here we go. Something else. When you're talking about recent history, Ireland, the Catholics and the Protestants used to fight each other. They were neighbors. They lived across the street from each other. And they said because they were in a close proximity, that did not make them assimilate, even though they were actually the same people, y'all. The same people. began 50. So here's why they were so violent. And then I'll give y'all the link so y'all can see. And then while I was researching this, I found out that Ireland had its own George Floyd type situation. This guy was George Quencho, Nkencho. And I will give y'all the link to that. I'm sure if his family knew something about that, it might have would have influenced how they at least thought of Ireland, you know. But yes, they did fight each other for a long time, the Catholics and the Protestants. I'll give y'all the link to that. And I couldn't deny the history that is this country, the missing pieces of America's education, the things that happened in this country. Y'all know what it was founded on and how it is right now. So guys, what are you thinking? Have y'all researched the countries that y'all are planning on relocating to? If y'all planning on relocating, just let me know. Just put it in the comments if you don't want to take the link. Have y'all researched the country that y'all are going to? Have y'all researched the history and know a little bit about the culture before you go? And have you thought about if you'll be more of a minority ethnic group when you get there, or if you're going to feel more comfortable because you're going into a group where you will blend in? Okay, guys. Okay, guys, what's going on? I want to see anybody making any comments. Is that here's the link. And even if y'all don't want to use the link, y'all can just comment so I'll know what y'all thinking. As I gave y'all all the links that I was talking about to let y'all know that we're not alone. And our history is a long history, and it's similar to everybody else's history. That in general, man has been tribalistic and they've been fighting each other, even down to recent histories. And it's been more tribalism than anything. Lots of times it's not even about race, because like I said, the Protestants and the Catholics in Ireland, they're the exact same people, just different religions. And that means the politics were different. And that's why I'm going to put the links after this live. Let me know what y'all thinking, guys, in the comments. That's the only way I know what else to tell y'all, because I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Have y'all been researching the country where y'all moving to? Let me know. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Angela, because I was wondering, can y'all hear me? You need to research Ghana. Yeah, you do. You research where you're going, their history, and find out what's going on politically just before you go even. You just want to be aware before you go, because I'm telling you, no matter what someone says, they can gloss it over so well that when you go there, you'll have a reality and you'll say, she lied to me. He lied to me. It's not really like that here. All they showed me was the glamour part. They did not show me what else was going on. And I think that you should know the history of where you're going, because the history follows through with a lot of the ways that the people behave too. I'm going to show y'all some of my statues that I got from Benin City and in Nigeria a long time ago. And I took forever to be able to bring them here because it was a lot of trouble, you know, logistically to get them here. So let me let y'all see how similar some things are. You see this? This is the Oba in Nigeria, the last Oba. And you see this guy on the boat and the people all in the boat, his family. He's been taken into exile. But when I first saw it, I thought that he was being enslaved. That's what I thought. But actually, he was being taken into exile. And you see the people's hat in the boat? That was during colonization because of the way they were dressed. And this too is colonization. I had slavery when I bought it. I had no concept. It was colonization. See the similarities? Colonization. And I thought it was about slavery. Bought it in Benin. But it was the way the guy dressed in the front that'll let you know that it's colonization, because they paid people to oppress people that look like them, even if they gave them just a little bit of money. That some people sold out folks that look like them because they identified with the group. They gave them their little, maybe $1 or $2 a month. I don't even know. Okay, says, at this point, I only want to visit the motherland. Sometimes I feel that many do not want us there. Well, I don't know who you're talking about when you're saying many do not want us there. If you're talking about the people that's there, you have to realize when you're seeing things on venues like YouTube. Oh, hold on. I'm going to tie it there for a second. You have to realize when you see things or venues like YouTube, a lot of it is sensationalism. Some people want you to do clickbait and they want to make you emotional so you will be their followers or whatever, you know, so they trying to elicit some emotion out of you. But all I can tell you is, for the most part, people are the same everywhere. So if you go somewhere with the idea that everybody is the same and you're going to treat somebody with respect, you'll get that respect back. But you can't go over there with any grandiose ideas thinking that you're there to save somebody or you're there to proselytize somebody into your philosophy, whether it's some religious philosophy or some other kind of philosophy. Just imagine, like, some people never had a business here, but they think they're going to go over there and all of a sudden start a business and employ everybody. And some of that is unrealistic. I already had a business here, and then you do a business there and employ somebody, or have a organization set up where you can enable people to have their own businesses, because sometimes all they need is the initial money for registration. And then they can actually pull themselves up by their bootstraps, because at that point they would have boots, instead of using all of their abilities just to enrich someone else. You know, hopefully that someone else wouldn't be the diasporans, you know, that we could find a middle ground so we can work together and everybody can work together to positively influence each other. Oh, you're welcome, Angela. But just remember, don't let people manipulate you because of what you see. I'm telling you, some people can sell ice to Eskimos. I've told y'all, I do not know how this media works at all. I don't know what happens that somebody will watch something 6,000 times, or if something is so good that you know the message is there and you get less than 100 views. I have no idea. And I'm telling y'all the truth. I get 0 for doing this. 0. I'm not monetized at all. I don't know if I'll ever get monetized because I don't know how this works. And I'm not trying to scare the hell out of anybody by whatever I say online. And I'll tell y'all truthfully how I interact with my brothers and sisters in the motherland. I interact with them exactly like I do here. I have brothers and sisters that's from the continent right in the United States that I've been knowing almost all of my adult life. I have my best friend is from the Caribbean. You know, I'm on the board of Neo Culture Center. That's my peeps in Galveston, y'all, where I was born. So if you can see your brothers and sisters as your brothers and sisters, no matter where you are, you don't have to figure that they don't want us there. It's no they. It's just us, y'all. It's just us. You're right. We are not wanted here. And it's only because you have to think of the history of this place. Like I say, you have to learn the history of wherever you're moving to. And we're the only people in this country that came here with chains on. We didn't volunteer to come here for a better life. I don't think anybody thinks slavery is a better life, you know? So that's different. Because at first, yes, we were wanted here because they needed us. They needed us to work for free. They wanted our resources. A lot of our ancestors had all kinds of skills when they brought them here, whether working in metal, whether planting cotton and cultivating cotton, whether planting okra, sweet potatoes, whatever, all those things they actually were doing already in the motherland. It's not like they had like a little training school here for that. A lot of it they actually already knew how to do. And so they made sure that they captured those people who had those skills when they came. That's why some of them even had okra in their hair, that it was just so ingrained into them, you know. So, yeah, you're right. They don't want us here because we're free now and we don't work for free. You know, we don't work for free anymore. Even though people think of themselves as enslaved, some people do. But we have that passport where we can get out of Dodge. Well, the most of us anyway. Most of us. I'm not going to say everybody. But the ones that do have that passport can get out of here, you know. Whether you have to put your ticket on a credit card or whatever, and just realize don't go anywhere broke. Don't go anywhere broke. Don't go anywhere broke. No matter what anybody tells you, it's a lie that Africa is cheap. It is not cheap. Nigeria is expensive as all get out, like living in New York or California. So is Ghana, and seems to be Kenya too. Tanzania not cheap, you know. But anyways, Gambia is cheap somewhat, but some things that you will want is not cheap either. So don't fool yourself thinking you're gonna go somewhere and it's all gravy, because it's not. People, like I said, want you to click that like button. And I say too, for me, click that like button, comment and share. But you still have to realize, don't let anybody scare the hell out of you to go anywhere where you can go in regret and leisure, because nowhere on this earth is heaven. It's a lots of things lacking where you go. And you may not be able to complain about it in person either. You know, even though here, I know too, you can't always do that either. You know, free speech is not free. Grand Rising, Jahari H. I am doing wonderful. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Oh, baking cookies. All right then. Enjoy those cookies. I'm gonna fix me an apple turnover after this. And no, I am not baking them from scratch. I'm gonna use the little one frozen. Oh, when my kids were small, I used to do all that baking. Yeah, but now I'm diabetic and I gotta be just limiting my you know, the serving size. So so happy to have you. All right. Aw. Here we go. Let me just see. Okay. Oh, you're more than welcome. I enjoy sharing my journey with all of you guys. If it's anybody else that's out there that's new, click on in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're planning on moving to, or just visiting. And let me know if you research the place, you know. And like I said, don't let anybody scare the hell out of you to sell everything you got and move, and you never even gone there to see even if you like it, because it's not any they and us. In fact, the people that most people show you and call local, you know, it's hard for me to figure out where this camera going, but anyway, they're called local. They're actually the people in the let me show you, in the caste, and the caste system, you know, in the lower caste, when they're talking about locals. Most of the time, they do not know any elites, because you have to be in a place long enough for you to meet people that have money. Because a lot of people in the motherland have way more money than us, you know, but you're not going to meet them unless you're introduced by one of their family or friends, because they don't have any reason to be in the same places that you're in, you know. And I love y'all too. All righty then. And y'all all know, you know, I know lots of y'all that's on here right now on my Patreons, and that is who gonna be with me at my little homestead when I'm in the motherland, you know. So if you're not a Patreon, you can become one. for as little as $3 a month, y'all. The lowest tier, it doesn't matter to me. It's all the same. And when you become a member of Habasia, and that it doesn't cost anything to become a Habasia. It's just simply becoming one of my patrons. Since what? I am Habasia. It's my baby. It's my 501c3 nonprofit organization. My plans for it when I get back to the Gambia is to work with my Gambian brothers and sisters over there so they can register a community-based organization, a CBO, in their names, and that they set up their own bank account and everything. And I will be their cheerleader, not their savior, their cheerleader. They have so many skills and everything. And sometimes all they need to get started is that basic registration that people been talking about, whether it's $10 or $20 to register, whatever it is, they don't have that because they do not pay people well over there. They think they doing folks a favor by actually paying them on payday and feeding them. Can you imagine that a perk of your job is feed you while you're there, and they actually pay you? Because you can work on some jobs and they'll just give you excuses when it's payday and say, oh, please have patience with me. I can't pay you right now. You know, I ain't made enough money. You know, I ain't made enough money. And so they don't pay them. So they would have worked a whole month and not gotten paid. I know somebody who said they didn't get paid for 2 months. And I told them, I say, slavery is over with. Don't be working for nobody for no 2 months. I would have been quit. It's like, what do you have to lose? If somebody already not paying you any money, what do you have to lose by quitting? At least you'll have your dignity and you have your time back where you can go somewhere else and get a job until you can, afford to get whatever you need to get to be your own business person. Because lots of people there are artists, artists, craft people, and that's all they need is just money to register their business. Sometimes they need money for the paints. Some of them don't even know about acrylic paints that actually be painting outside with oil painting. And every time it rains, their artwork washes away and they don't know why. So I told one artist friend I know that he needs to have acrylics so his work don't wash away. This hurt says, you cannot do that in the West. Why exploit our people? Well, they do. Sometimes people exploit people because they can. And sometimes it's their own people, the elites. And sometimes it's our people from the diaspora or somebody that's from the West. But they just figure that poor people cannot complain. That's the problem. I have this book called Nobody, and that's what it's about. That they figure that the quote local people, aka the poor people, the lower class people, the not lower class but lower caste system people have no power to complain. Because if you go and just say complain to the police or whatever, they're not going to do anything against people with money because they may get a little money, for that from the people that's not paying the folks in the first place. Instead of it being some sense of justice, it's a sense of I'm getting mine, that the government may not pay me on time every month either, which happens sometimes. And even if they pay them on time, they may actually get very little pay. And so they're subject to taking a little something from people. Oh, guys, I wanted to tell y'all too. I'll put this information on about this little pamphlet. This 1897. That's actually what those statues were about. And they have a movie on, I think there was Netflix, of the same name, 1897. And it'll give you a lot of history on what was happening at something I did not even know about until I got this book at the airport in Nigeria. And it opened my eyes to the statues that I had, those brass sculptures. Okay, guys, tell me something. Is there anything else y'all want to discuss? Because I'm here for you guys. There's the link if y'all want to come into the studio and say something. This is for y'all. I tried to start later so more people have time to come in. Because even though it was suggested 1 o'clock, that was hard for some people to be able to make it. Even the people that suggested the 1 o'clock time, because things happen, you know. So isn't anybody else out there who haven't chimed in to say hello at least? Say hello and where you're watching me from. And let me know, what is it you want to ask me? I can answer you about any of the countries that I've gone to, you know, because it's been Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Tanzania, because the Gambia is just the latest in the places that I've gone to. That's all. Okay, Simo 27. Hey, you watching me from Sacramento, California by way of Houston. Okay, hey, shout out. H-Town. You just right up the street from me. Glad to see all of you here. And like I said, tell me, have y'all researched any of the places you're going to other than just watching YouTube channel? Because I'm telling y'all, do not get scared. Do not let people scare you to death about stuff. Because just think about it. Most of the people that's telling y'all about Babylon and scaring y'all about it, they're still asking you for PayPal and Cash App and all of that. And what do they need the Babylon system money for if Babylon is falling? It would be like they have monopoly money, you know? So don't let people scare the hell out of y'all. It's just not good. People do anything to manipulate your mind, because once your mind is manipulated, you're a sheep to them, and they can manipulate you to do their bidding. So sometimes people have ulterior motives when they want to scare people. So don't let that happen. Research where you're going for yourself. Take anything folks say with a grain of salt till you put eyes on it yourself. Okay, Jahari H, tell me about Cameroon. What was it like? Did you meet anyone from any of the tribes? Oh, that was not hard. Thank you for that, Jahari. Okay, I'm trying to hide this now. Okay. I have been to Cameroon with the Tikar people because my DNA says that my maternal DNA Tikar, because that African ancestry test so many years ago that they actually was just picking one little group instead of logically picking more than one group because they mixed us all here on purpose so we would not pass our culture down and we would not pass our language down. So it's no way we could just be one particular ethnic group or tribal group or people's group, not to try to offend anybody. But anyway, I went to Cameroon with a tour, and it was for the Tikar people. In fact, the Sultan and Joya, his nephews that live in Washington, D.C., helped organize the tour with Roots to Glory tour. You know, it was like under the umbrella of Glory tour. And I think the tour was probably around 10 days or 14 days. And so we did all of this stuff dealing with the Tikar people. So we went to the museum and found out all about the Tikar people. In fact, we went to a couple of museums to find out about the Tikar people. Sometimes, y'all, ain't gonna lie, I learned too much about the Tikar people. I was like overstimulated, you know, and they speak French and they speak their indigenous language. So yes, I did a lot about the Tikar culture. And yes, it was a little bit too much for me at once. Maybe we should have gone on it in one museum because they like told you way too much for what I could absorb in that short of a period, you know. So it was beautiful. It had mountains everywhere. And it reminded me of California because it was warm in the daytime, but it was chilly at night. And I didn't know that because if I did, I would have taken a jacket with me because I was chilly because we was at the Princess Palace and it was chilly in there because it's like an old house, you know. And so at night when it's chilly, you know. So beautiful, green, lush. They speak French. A good place to visit, especially if you're a French speaker or if you're going there with somebody or with a group. I would not suggest Cameroon if you're an English speaker and you're going there by yourself. I would never go there solo, even though I don't like tour groups because it's too much stuff planned for you to do. But I definitely would never go back there as a solo travel. It's not a place for solo travel. Okay, you in LA. Oh, I'm doing good in this neighborhood. It's cloudy today, but I've been inside. And I'm talking to y'all, so y'all know it's all good. It's all good. Okay. You visited Nigeria for a month, experienced good and bad, but it's true what you say. You must have stable income or at least establish a profit or business on African soil. I'm glad you said that. Thank you for saying that, because that way people will know I'm not being just a party pooper. Because I feel like sometimes when people are on these streams, they want to give y'all a party, what is side A of the party record? Because it used to have party records back in the day. I'm sure y'all are all too young to know. But they used to have records called party records. And they had a side A and a side B, and they were long play. And so people like side A better than side B. A was all the hits. And lately, it seems like people is playing side A when they telling people how it is in the motherland, you know. I'm glad you enjoying it. Okay, guys. Is there anybody else out there who want to let me know where they watching me from, where you planning on moving to? Just let me know so I can say something back at y'all. Because I don't know what y'all don't know unless y'all let me know what y'all interested in me talking about next. Because I've already given out the links and I will post it once this live is finished. But yeah, what other countries y'all want to know about? As me, I've stayed in Nigeria up to 2 months at a time. And I was there so long that when I went shopping, I was there with my little in-laws. And they would come shopping with me. And I had my regular little people that I buy my cabbage from, my okra from, my tomatoes. And the people be hollering at me, hey, my customer, you my good customer. And I spoke to you, but you was busy, talking to somebody else. Or somebody would say, hey, I saw you in church, and they'll remember your name. And when I was in church, the preacher would be talking about, she is one of us, she is one of us. And then instead of him getting prepared for that Sunday, he up there looking at Facebook and finding out it's my birthday and having folks sing happy birthday to me in church. Like I say, you'll fit in, guys. You'll fit in. You just have to give folks a chance to know you. Emma Chocolate. Oh, that's a cool name. Watching from San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Emma. I love that name. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Sharing this link again. All right. Let me see. Okay, Seymour says, I like to visit the Gambia. My money is limited, so praying for the end of the year. If I wanted to stay for a month, can I do it for under 1,000? It depends. It depends. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're gonna stay at an Airbnb and you charge your Airbnb, then they'll say you can use that 1,000 to do whatever you want, because otherwise you'd have to make prearrangements so that $1,000 could pay for you to stay somewhere that wasn't very expensive. And then you'd have to be very particular on where you went to eat. And then you wouldn't be able to participate in much cooperative economics. So I would save more money than $1,000, really. When you're traveling international, $1,000 is not much money, even for a month. If you do, you'll have to live like somebody who don't have much money. And so it wouldn't be that much fun. I'm telling you, you can't do cooperative economics with $1,000, So you could be there, but you'd have to be very careful on where you spend your money, and you'd have to charge where you stay, because hotels are not cheap. Airbnbs, they can be costly or not, but you have to go on the app and compare the prices, and then you make up your mind if you want to pay for the Airbnb on a card, or if you want to simply, if you want to pay on a card, that $1,000 would probably last for a month if you did not participate much in cooperative economics and you ate at places that wasn't expensive, and made sure when you went somewhere that you let the people know that that's there with you, that everybody got to pay for their own stuff, that you're not picking up the bill. Because like I said, nowhere is cheap. Folks be exaggerating saying that it is, because they want to compare their cost of living to a quote local person, meaning a poor person, and nobody is going to actually live on that amount of money, and they're not gonna want to eat that way, not every day, because you have to have your bottled water and everything else that you're used to, that it does add up, because most of the stuff that we're used to is imported. And vegetables, they are not cheap, y'all. They not. So anyway, trying to make sure I don't miss anything, y'all. Greetings from Kansas City, Missouri, USA, Appleweed Corporation. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, Rob. Say, you glad you caught me this week? Well, you didn't miss me last week. I took that week off because I wanted people to be able to be motivated when I come on. I want y'all to be motivated to participate, and I want you to hear me. And sometimes it doesn't work for every week. So I made it later in the day, and I decided to just do it every 2 weeks. That way I'm excited and motivated, even if 0 people came, and I just end up doing a monologue and just let it be a live recording, and it would be okay for every 2 weeks. But this way, with y'all chiming in, it makes me happy, and I'm glad you're here too. Says lots going on. Planned go to the Gambia when I get everything aligned. I also want to visit Nigeria, Ethiopia, Ghana, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Rwanda. Wow, you're gonna be enjoying yourself. I guess you better get you a YouTube channel too, so you can show people all the places you're gonna be going to. And you're watching from Oklahoma. I love some Oklahoma. I was in Tulsa for quite a while. I have some grandchildren live there now. One participates in Fire and Little Africa project in Tulsa. Oh, you're welcome. All right, guys. Anybody else chimed in? That's what I want to know. Anybody else chimed in? What do you want to talk about? Let me know. I do want to go to Ethiopia too. I think that'll be an interesting place. I'll make sure they are not fighting each other or Eritrea when I go there. I don't know what the deal is that they can't just, live and let live. I don't know, because I don't know the politics of what's going on. Like I said, we need to figure out what's going on in the area that could increase the risk for us, the risk of something negative happening, and avoid that. We got enough issues without going into places that's having civil unrest. So just research the area before you make your final ticketing plans. I would suggest you get your ticket at least 30 days before you travel. That's the best pricing. It's up to you if you get those one-way tickets or round-trip tickets. I personally have to decide what I'm going to do, whether I get a one-way ticket or a round-trip ticket myself, because sometimes you get the round-trip ticket, you actually want to stay longer, because I do plan on going backward and forward from here to the Gambia, and then also to different places like Nigeria. So, okay, guys. So is it anything else that's on y'all hearts out there that you want me to touch on? while I'm here. Because otherwise, I know I have lots of links to add once this live stream is over with for y'all to be able to start doing y'all's research. So y'all will know where I'm coming from when I'm talking about other folks having tribalism, that we shouldn't be so hard on each other, and that we'll realize that the United States is a young country, and not compare what's going on to us as a quote minority here as compared to our long histories in civilization period during the time that history was recorded. That's what we need to keep up with the histories of all people while history was being recorded. So anyway, guys, y'all have any other questions? Because if not, I'll be wrapping up this live stream, because I've set out my link several times and nobody answered. So okay. Love to know Black history. Well, I'm also sharing that link, y'all. Like I said, the link that I'm going to share with y'all is the missing pieces of America's education. And that's what it's talking about. The part that's missing, the part that's talking about us. So yes, that link will be included. That link gonna be included. Don't worry, it's there. I mean, I printed it up, so it's a pretty good amount. So that link will be there. The missing pieces of America's education. And it's talking about us. So it's our responsibility to start our research. So I have the links. I'm going to share it with y'all. And then whatever is on your heart to research, whatever you feel motivated to do, you just start off with a Googling process. You can even look at a lot of stuff on YouTube, you know. I'm glad you understand, Rob. Hey, Jahari.
Hi, Auntie.
Hey,
Hi, Auntie Stephanie. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How you doing?
I just wanted to say a quick hello. I'm here cooking.
Oh, so thank you so much for checking in and saying hi.
Cooking and washing, so I can't come on camera because I look a mess and the house wrecked.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi and that I love you and thank you for sharing. You know, your content. I'm always enjoying it.
Oh, well, I love you too, and thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, and I love that you're sharing the history, you know, based on your experience, you know, because it's good to get that from people that actually know the place. So I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm learning so much from you.
Oh, thank you.
And all those YouTubers, and you know, I love THC. I've met THC. He's a great person.
Yeah, he is a nice person. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. And you know what? You guys love your people, and I like to learn about us. You know, we've already been saturated by the other peoples. You know,
yes.
So I think it's time for us to get, you know, in tune with us.
Exactly. And we need to not be so hard on our ancestors and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything to survive, or we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? They didn't have the resources that we have now, you know, in order for them to move to the, you know, the places like how we are able to do it now. They didn't have the financial support. They didn't have, you know, in fact, they didn't have any support, you know. They just survived as best they could.
And you know what? Even with them not having the support, they actually made it. you know.
Yeah, they did.
And all these Black Wall Streets and Rosewoods and all kind of other places that nobody even tell you about, that they were
That's true.
actually thriving, doing
That's
way
true.
better than us, you know.
Yeah.
All kind of hotels and beauty shop, barber shops, even in Nigeria, you know, Reverend Martin, who's one of my ancestors, when he went back in 1922, he established 32 schools, 2 teachers' colleges, 1 church, 1 hospital.
And that's what I'm talking about. I feel like, and I say it all the time, because I'm, you know, I'm not on YouTube. I have a channel, but it's just really to support you guys, you know, and get more knowledge, you know, of Africa and America, you know, because I'm from the UK. And my parents are Jamaicans and they've passed on now. So for me, it's more a case of just getting the overall education. And I think we don't champion the successes of our ancestors and of our people today, and we need to do more of that, like celebrate the wins, you know, instead of all the negativity.
Right. You know, because that's why I showed the European history also, so people could see that, yeah, they did fight each other too. You know, they had common enemies that they fought, but they could not common enemy because they're so busy fighting each other half the time too.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think for me, I want to visit. I don't want to say where yet because I'm not, you know, I haven't sealed everything yet. But I want to visit first and then, you know, make a consensus from there as to where I'll reside. But at some point, yeah, I do want to leave. You know, I'm in Los Angeles, but with all this racism and stuff, I just don't want to. I don't feel passionate about, you know, contributing to that.
I do hear you, and that's very smart of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some time, you know, like I like what you say, that you're going to go back and forth from, because I have a lot of family in the US. So I want to be able to still see my family, you know, in the US. So I'm probably going to do like you, go back and forth. You know, it's not going to be easy, but you know, if that's what I got to do, because I still want to be able to see my family. That's why I don't like when people, you know, kind of fearmonger people in America, you know, make them feel like America, yes, I know there's all the racism and all that stuff, but still, you know, there's still great things about America and Americans as well that we still need to celebrate, you know, and still be here for our people. I don't want to exclude my friends and family that don't want to come to Africa just because they don't want to come. You know, I think that's really unfair.
Yeah, I agree.
I see that you have another lady on. Hi, Queen. I'll be quiet now so you can have a moment.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, because I was hearing like an echo and I was like, am I doing that? So I think I put myself on mute. But somebody in the comment section was asking a question about they had very limited of funds and they wanted to know if $1,000 would be enough for them to visit for 1 month in the Gambia. And I'm just basing it off the visit that I had recently taken earlier this year to Nigeria. And I only brought a limited amount of funds with me too. It is possible, if you do not have to stay in a hotel for that entire month, if you know someone who is already there that you have made some type of relationship with, that can cut a tremendous amount of money from you having to pay for a hotel like every day, and also, or an Airbnb. Eating and transportation is really not that expensive at all, depending on, you know, compared. Okay, for me, like the foods that I was eating in Nigeria, like majority of the time I did go out to eat. And when I did the conversion of US dollars based on the Nairas that was there, I was literally spending $2 to $3 a day on food. literally.
I don't know where it was going.
And this was good food. Now this was not
Was it street food you was eating for $1 to $2?
I mean, yeah, it was street food. I went to a couple of restaurants, but believe it or not, you get some amazing street food. Like really good street food, like
but
stew.
But you know, some people get sick on street food. So good, you had good immune system.
And then also, even at the restaurant, some of the restaurants were, even if you consider it to be pricey based on the nairas, when you still convert it to dollars, it's still not expensive at all, even if you do eat at a restaurant. And then if you are staying at a hotel or Airbnb, you can cook for yourself too, because I did some cooking for myself and my family cooked for me too. So you don't always have to go out to eat. But if that individual would, have someone that they have already built a relationship with, that they will be roommating with while they're there, it's possible. But if you don't have someone, the majority of your money is going to be eaten up by hotels and Airbnbs. But when it comes to food and transportation, I think that's the least of their worries. I think it's just the housing part of it is the most expensive. So if you can build a relationship up with someone who's already there, then it is possible that she can be there for a month for only $1,000 and still come back home with some money in her pocket if she knows how to budget. Or I don't know if it's a he or she, so please excuse me on that. And then I also want to piggyback on when you were talking about businesses and not relying on the platforms. Like a lot of YouTubers out there are relying on the YouTube income, which is still US dollars income. Me personally, I am building, once I permanently move to Africa, which will be in the next 7 months, I've already made a business plan where I want to have enough small businesses in Africa to where if any of my income, US dollars income, is interrupted, that I can still maintain myself financially with the businesses that I've established in Africa. And it is not hard to establish businesses. I've already started a water business that my father had built a foundation on. But however, what we were lacking were like simple trucks to transport the water. It's easy to start the business if you do the research there and figure out what is a need there, and what that people are going to buy, you can do very well there. But you have to actually, like you said, either visit, Africa for a month to know what it is that you're trying to do. Because me personally, I don't want to continue to rely on US dollars. Would I continue to make US dollars? Yes. But we don't know how this government is going to shake up things with your income. We already seen through the pandemic how people were being laid off from their jobs and they were forced to, get on unemployment and do whatever else that they need to do to survive, But for me, it's like I don't want to be in that position to where I'm just relying on US dollars. Everybody think that the US dollars is the all means of everything. It's not true. You can be very successful in Africa by establishing the business. There's plenty of people there. And any business ideas that you see that is established here in America can be done in Africa. But you have to do your research and you have to put back a little money to the side in order for you to plan yourself well enough to establish yourself with the type of businesses that will sustain the finances that you need. So it's really important. It's really important. It can be done for whoever who asks that question. If you know someone there that you can stay with within that month, and maybe you can just give them a small, fee or whatever, you can do it with $1,000. It can be possible.
And I still would reiterate that everybody's experience is different, because you may go to somebody's house that have less money than you and it's on you, even though you're not at the hotel, and they have their crisis and everything. And they think that because they tell you the crisis, you're the answer to their problem. So it's a whole different ball game if you're in somebody's household that actually don't need the money. So the little bit that you give them is just a thank you. But sometimes you're with people that they don't even get paid for that month, and they bosses tell them, you have to be patient with me, and they don't pay them nothing. happens in Nigeria, happens in the Gambia. And I'm talking about right now, you know? So you have to be understanding. Sometimes it's on you. You may go out to eat and they don't have no money to pay for that. Like I say, if you're with people that's elite, so they got money, it's all good, because then you're their guest. But if you're with somebody who has less than you, when you go and do that stuff, it's on you and the money gonna go, you know. So when I go somewhere, I have to be open up to the idea that sometimes I'm with my peeps that have more money than me, but a lot of times I'm with folks that don't, you know. So you just never know, especially when you're meeting people that you don't know. But when I go, it's always with people that I know already, you know, whether my in-laws in Nigeria or whether I'm in the Gambia. And I made friends the first time I was there, you know, which was almost 2 years ago. You know, it wasn't anybody I met on no social media. It's people I met in person. And then I just kept the relationship going until I went back. So you just have to know that you still have to depend on yourself when you go somewhere. It's cool and all if you meet somebody that already got money and you can go and stay with them, but you may be there. They'll think you the one that got the money, you know. So I'm just saying, just know that it could be either way.
Yeah.
But
Can I just
you
ask a question to the lady? I'm sorry, I didn't get the lady's name.
It's Finish the Race.
I'm sorry?
Finish the Race.
And the stories. Was you able to get out and do any trips or anything? You said when you went there and just had $1,000, was you able to get out and do, like, you know, tours or anything like that with that amount of money? Or did you just, you know, stay local so that you could do local things to get around easily?
I did visit several cities while I was there, but I guess it was, I did visit other cities. Keep in mind, I do have family there that, well, I did pay for all the transportation, if you really think about it. I've taken like different type of, the bus, like the Sprinter buses where I would travel from different cities, the different KKs. But yeah, I traveled to Enugu, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, Lagos, you know, just to try to get a feel of the different cities there. But if that individual knows, okay, the Gambia is the place that they want to visit, or if that particular city, and you're on a limited amount of funds, I don't know what would be the purpose of you going there, just to see, okay, can I be acclimated here in this particular country or whatever city that they choose in that particular country. Maybe they won't be traveling as much. And if they are, the transportation is not that expensive. Even with me traveling around Nigeria to different cities, the transportation literally was not expensive at all.
Were you riding on a bus?
I rode bus. I rode. My family had a car, so of course we had a car. But most of the transportation was by bus. If I went to a different city, it was by bus. And I also have that documented on my YouTube channel, where you know, some of those bus rides were like, you know, 12 to 14 hours long, because at that time that I went, it was around the holidays, and it was impossible for me to get a ticket at a airline ticket at a reasonable price. So I ended up taking a bus, you know, to different cities. But it was nice to take the bus because they allow you to see the different parts of Nigeria, you know, as we, you know, went to different stops and different destinations as they dropped off people, you know, kind of like it was kind of like the Greyhound service. Those of you who may know of that in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's good information. Did they make major stops on the bus that you was on for 14 hours, or did you have to?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Or was it just a full-on trip there and back? And they, you know, did they stop certain places so you could see, you know, more of the city?
Well, they made several stops because everybody's destination was not at the same, you know, area or whatever. So they stop in different cities, and where we have rest breaks and where we can eat and go to the bathroom and shop a little bit. The stops were places where they allow us to kind of just relax and eat, and people will be set up with their with their merchandise. And I'm sorry, I have some cookies in the oven. I need to take it out real quick.
Okay.
I can smell them and I don't want them to burn.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it did allow you to see the different cities in Nigeria. I mean, there were long stops. There were like maybe 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes where you can have a break to just eat and shop and just look around or whatever. But you couldn't go far because once they call you to go back on the bus, you have to get back on and go to your next destination. But it was enough to kind of allow you to see and get a feel of each different parts of Nigeria.
Mm-hmm. I remember I rode on the bus from Accra, Ghana to Lagos, Nigeria one year. And it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to share my 2 cents on that.
I appreciate you. And that actually was wonderful because that let people see that having family matters everywhere you go. And I love knowing that my family is everywhere. So whether you're in Nigeria or whatever, always stay connected to your family. Because a lot of people will say, oh, I don't even hardly talk to them. I like, well, you better make sure you reconnect. Stay connected to your family. That's important.
And I also think it's important. I think it's an important sharing process as well. You know what I mean? Like just being able to, share the differences, locally.
Yes, I think so too. I think it's all wonderful, and I think that's a good exchange that everybody is having, or we can see, how it works for everybody, and that's all I'm trying to tell everybody. That don't think that just because somebody's with their relatives or with their friends, that it's the same as you coming from where you don't know anybody yet. So just be open to meeting new people and treat people like you want to be treated, and will make the whole friendships easier to create, and just don't think somebody automatically has to be open to you because they just met you. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. Okay. See, Seymour is saying, I unfortunately have no connections in Gambia right now, and they're a male.
Okay.
Well, don't.
He can reach out to some YouTubers though, like that maybe on the ground, that might, you know what I mean, that are from like the US, that might be able to.
I bet you they're not going to take you in. I know.
No, I'm not saying take you in, but maybe advise him where to go, for that time, because I know that December can be a very busy time in Africa as well. That's the thing too. So the prices go up. So you have to be aware of that, because I've got some friends, that are in Ghana and they do Airbnb, and, December time, that's when they make their most money. So they raise that price up a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because I know when I did Airbnb, I actually made arrangements for it like 2 or 3 months in advance. And I made it for just say almost a month at a time to each place, so that actually made the price go down because of the long stay.
Right. But I do agree with finish the race. That I think it's doable depending on who you are.
Right. And even before I was planning to take my trip there, I don't know how safe this is, but a lot of people were reaching out to me that wanted to host me, and was inviting me to stay with them for a month. But I didn't know them personally to feel that comfortable to do that. But that's all a part of building relationship. I guess you just have to do your due diligence and do your research. It is all depends on the individual, on how serious you are about getting to the Gambia. If you know that you have no connections, well, this is now the time that you need to start building that type of relationship. Had I needed someone to host me, maybe I would have reached out to them to kind of get to know them a little bit better. But I knew that I have family there, and I also have friends there that were, preparing things for me. But building relationship is so important. Like, it is extremely important for those that are in the US and that need to connect with someone, whether it be the Gambia, Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, wherever. You need to start building those relationships now. Even though I have not gone to the Gambia, I've already built relationships with people in the Gambia, to where if I do, I know eventually I will next year in March. I already know that I have some place to, be, where people would, host me and provide at least shelter, a place to stay other than a hotel or an Airbnb if I choose to. So I guess it would be important to say to build those relationships now, because you can't do it by yourself. You don't want to go there by yourself and have no type of connections. That's just, I mean, you can do it, but I wouldn't advise you to do it.
I did it. That's what I did. Is exactly what I did when I went to.
You did, not knowing anybody?
Yes, I did. I went there. I had my money. I already knew. I was researching my grandmother's name. Her name is Cora. And I knew that was an instrument in the Gambia. So I researched and I found out Dabo House had people that played the Cora there. And so that's where I went to stay, And I built my relationships from there. Yes.
Okay. So when you went there by yourself, that wasn't the first time that you was on your first time in Africa, period.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I started off in Nigeria with my my family, my in-laws. So I had gone there from 1980.
Okay. So I'm thinking along the lines of someone who has never been to the continent of Africa.
Yeah, that's different. Right. Me, I'm a solo traveler, whether I'm solo traveling in the United States or Canada or whatever. But I make sure that I research the area. I make sure I have my own money, so I'm not dependent on anybody. And then I found safe housing where I'm not dependent on anybody. So I knew Dabo House had the Cora players. And so I was there and they played wonderful Cora music. I was able to buy a Cora from the Cora player / Cora maker. And then I found out that Cora is a family surname in the Gambia. And then I was actually adopted into that family because the second place that I went to and stayed for a week, that person was related to that family and they wanted to help me to finish my research. And they kept saying, oh, she's just like Alex Haley. Oh, she's just like Alex Haley. So it was a fabulous experience. Yeah. But I was researching, that's why I say you are independent when you have your own money. You already know where you're going to go. So that wasn't even in my mind where I was going to go. So I knew, I'm going to this place. And it was already arranged for them to pick me up at the airport and everything. So I was good. They picked me up at the airport. And then after I got there, I built relationships immediately, really, that the chef kind of adopted me. He was like, oh, you're African-American and you're by yourself. I want to make sure that you're okay. And so he asked for permission to be my guide. And so after he fed everybody breakfast, he was free for the day. And then we would go wherever we needed to go, my choice for all of the tour stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like you as well. I'm a solo traveler too. So I'm a type of person that I can adapt in any type of environment. And the key word that you said is doing your research and knowing how to navigate around. If you know how to navigate, trust me, you can pretty much make it anywhere in the world. So that is true.
So I just be trying to let people understand that long as you're on your own 2 feet and you have a target, then you can reach that target, you know, because otherwise your expectations may be on a level that might not be your level because you're not there yet, you know.
Yeah.
Because some people think that, just say, because I live in Galveston and they live, just say, in Texas City, okay, it's 15 miles from here. They'll think that just whatever I do, they could do, but they don't have the same history as me and they don't have the same skills as me. Because I was like a labor and delivery nurse for 30 something years. And I was a nurse in general for like 40 something years. So I have all these communication skills built up over time just from the job I did.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You
You
have a
know,
lot to offer. Yeah. That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for inviting me on. I just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to give my 2 cents and
oh, it was more than your 2 cents. Don't do
Yeah, that
that.
was good information. Yeah, it was good
You were
information.
good, and it goes to show you that we are all the same, that you came in and you shared that it was your family. Because I get so tired when you see sometime us on YouTube be acting like a them and a us, and you let us know that it was your family you was with. And like when I talk about Nigeria, it's because I'm with my family when I'm there. They pick me up at the airport and everything. And I went there one time and stayed with my cousin from here because she wanted 3-4 star hotel. So we did that. But my family still came and visited us one day and we went shopping, you know, in a big market. You know, so I had different experiences, but it made it so nice for her because then she could see my family as part of her extended family, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do appreciate all of y'all coming in and checking in with us because you let everybody see that we all one.
Yes, and we love you, Auntie Stephanie.
Thank you. I love you too.
So Jahari, she has her own YouTube channel.
I don't really have a channel, Queen. I have a channel, but it's got nothing on it. It's not like you guys with all your information. Like even Stephanie is up there where I'm concerned because I don't have remotely anything like that. No, it's got some yoga stuff on there and blah 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 whatever. I'm not a YouTuber.
You are going to
but you're a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. Like you put out content. I don't do any of that.
But you will, sis. Give yourself time. Don't be hard on yourself. I'm old now. I got time.
I know because I see her a lot on different lives.
Yeah, like I support. Yeah, because I know a lot. I know a few of these YouTubers because I met some of them because I live in California, LA, and I had the opportunity to meet some of them because they were here. So, and I do support quite a few people that I like because they're influential to me. And I just like what they're doing. I like the work that they're doing. So I do support. Like I'll subscribe to your channel, finish the race because, you know, I like the information that you're giving out. And that's how I support because I think it is essential that we do support each other. You know, like I said, wherever we are in the world, we need to champion our wins and our successes. It's not just all about the negative stuff. It's important that we encourage each other. And this is a good way to do it because I'm not a big fan of social media. I work in the media world and I kind of want to separate myself from it. But funny enough, since COVID, I think everybody's stepped it up a notch in terms of social media because, you know, we're talking to each other and giving each other a bit more encouragement because it's been a very tough time.
Yeah.
It's been really hard. Really hard. I've lost family members. I've lost friends. It's been very hard, you know, so I think it's important for us to share and encourage each other as much as we can. That's why I said to Auntie Stephanie, I don't want us to make people feel less than and not included because they don't want to go to Africa.
Right.
You know, wherever you are in the world, we need to champion that, you know, because we're still doing stuff and, you know, still encouraging each other to buy black and, you know, and create more things black so that we can have that to purchase.
Yes.
That's my take on it, you know.
You like me with the cooperative economics.
Yeah. You know, like I mean, I grew up like that. You know, my family are Rastafarians. You know, we buy black anyway. You know, even if it costs more, we'll drive miles to a shop in the UK to make sure that we purchase from black people. You know, and not from the Chinese or no disrespect to any race, but that's just what we do. You know, because we want to make sure that we increase, you know, our pockets and not the other people, because they already have loads of money, in my view.
Yes.
You know,
I agree.
I like to celebrate my people and give them my dollars, you know, my currency. So that's pretty much what I do. But anyway, I'm gonna have to go because I've got to finish cooking dinner. But I love you, Auntie Stephanie, and it was nice to meet you. Finish the race. That's a great YouTube name. Finish the race. What's the VL bit for then? What's that bit for?
Victory lap.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that.
Me too.
I love that. I did one marathon in my life for cancer research because my mum passed away and she, you know, we did it together, you know, a few years, and I did a 10K, and honestly that's going to be probably the first and the last time I ever do anything like that. It was super hard. And then my boss was like, oh, we'll give you more money if you do an extra 5. I'm like, oh my God. I did it, but yeah, it was an experience. That's all I can say.
Okay, I appreciate you so much.
But I love you so much, Auntie Stephanie. Can't wait to meet you and give you a big hug. Oh. And, you know, let's just keep encouraging each other. It was lovely to meet you ladies today, and everybody in the chat room. Have a beautiful Sunday and blessings to you all. One love.
One love. Take care. Okay. All right, let's see. That was wonderful, y'all. I'm just so excited. Beautiful sisters, beautiful sisters. Mira Daglish. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Muriel. Thank you for coming and stopping by. How you doing today? My Journey Jams. Greetings, Queen. Greetings, sis. How are you? Well, greetings, because with my Journey Jams, I don't be knowing the male or the female. Greetings. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Where you stopping by from, let me know. I'm putting out this stream link again. If anybody wants to come in and say hello before I sign off. And the subject matter was, do you know the history of where you're planning on moving to? If you're planning on moving outside of the country where you're living right now, do you know the history of the place where you're going? And like I was saying, y'all, I suggest y'all go and look at Airbnb also, because you know y'all's budget and know how much y'all want to spend, so y'all can look up y'all stuff. Because a lot of people that you're planning on getting advice from, a lot of them are going to eventually start charging for that. And a lot of them are very busy doing whatever businesses they setting up. So don't get upset if it'll take you a while to get your answer back from them, you know, because it might take a while to get answers back. But it's just as simple as looking online, the Airbnb, and you can see how much you can afford, you know, You decide for yourself how much you're going to spend. But I personally would advise anybody to just save your money. And time, we do have time. Don't ever feel stressed that you have to go immediately anywhere. It's not any crime to take your time to go somewhere and save a little bit more money. It doesn't hurt. It's not a matter of instant. Like I said, don't let anybody scare the hell out of you thinking that you have to be just now or never. We do have time. Nobody knows the hour, as they say. So you save your money and you go online, you do your research, because a lot of times people don't have time to answer you right away. So don't get upset if somebody is busy and won't be able to answer you right away. But the research is the same, y'all, whether it's me or anybody else. You have to just Google the information to know, because it's not like we have a list of people where you can go and stay for a certain price. Because even the people that I checked with to stay before I was thinking of the Airbnb, they was wanting me to wire money to their private bank account, even though they had a public business. And my bank refused to do that. You know, my bank said they didn't give me enough information to wire any money. And so since I could never wire any money, even though it took like 2-3 days before my bank said they didn't give me enough information, and I kept telling them what all they needed to give somebody so the next person wouldn't have that problem, they still, took forever to answer. And I had already found me an Airbnb that I was satisfied with. In fact, a couple of Airbnbs that I was satisfied with. But y'all got to realize that I already gone to Gambia before, So I already knew that I wanted to see different parts of the Gambia, even though I did not know where those Airbnbs were that I accepted. I just know in general where they were, and I knew how much I was going to pay, but I didn't know exactly where I was going to be. Because when I first went to the Gambia, I stayed at a guest house, Dabo House, the first week, and then I stayed at Mama Africa's the second week. And I was very pleased with both places. But you have to go to places for different reasons. Because I was at Dabo House because they had choral players, and I was at Mama Africa's because she had the houses that look like round houses, even though they're like octagon or something. And she had all of this sustainable living, trees everywhere, solar power, borehole, fresh water, that kind of thing. But it was stuff that I was looking for when I went to those places. So you know what you're looking for when you're going somewhere. So just take that into consideration. It's not anybody else's responsibility to find you a place, and they really may not know a place from them having stayed there, So even if they give you a reference because they know some people that recommended it, it's not like they stayed there, So I recommend you just go online and look at Airbnb, and then you also can reach out to whomever you feel like you can reach out to, but you just have to realize they may be busy and might not be able to get back with you right away. Oh, well, I'm glad you're fine. I'm glad. That makes me feel good when y'all doing good. Is it anybody else out there who just came on in to the stream? I'm putting this out there again in case y'all want to come in and say hello and say something about this, what's going on in this stream before I wrap it up. Because I know we touched on a lot of different subjects, but it all had to do with your relocation journey. Like I said, you all grown. And so as adults, we have to take responsibility to do our research. So you research where you're going to go. You research your history of the place you're planning on going. Research some about the culture. YouTube is a good starting place. Googling the information is a great starting point. Reading different books on history is another place. So it's lots of connections. You can meet people from that area that's living where you are. Because sometimes it's people that's living right in the area where you are that you can connect to. Maybe it's somebody that you work with, maybe somebody where you worship. You know, you just never know. Just ask. Unless you may already know them and just never thought about asking them, because they may know somebody over there or know of a place over there where they actually know someone where you can be safe going. And like I said, when you're on public transportation, you still have to be careful because sometimes you may be in a situation that you don't feel comfortable because sometimes that social distancing is not going to happen when you're in public transportation. You might be all cramped in a vehicle because of the price. So if you want to pay less, you have to realize you're going to be in shared taxis, shared bus. You're more than likely going to be all scrunched up in there. It's not going to be social distancing. When you have the private taxi, you'll have your social distancing because you'll be in it. And maybe whoever you're traveling with. Yeah, that's true. And just remember, don't be broke. Because if somebody going on a tour, you got to have you some money. A tour is not free. So, like I said, it's no sin in taking your time to go somewhere just to save a little bit more money. I used to make $1 a day when I was babysitting, when I was a teenager. And about time that summer was over with, I had enough money with the little $50 my parents gave me so I could buy my school clothes. So saving, is nothing wrong with saving. We can always get creative on, making a little bit more money, selling something or whatever, to get a little bit more money. But I do advise whoever's traveling to collect as much money as possible before you go. So that way, if you want to take tours or you want to participate in cooperative economics, you can. Because no, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. We may want to think of it that way, but it's not cheap. And I'm not going to tell you take risks that I don't take. So everybody grown. So y'all know y'all risk tolerance. So I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but I'm just telling you that I personally cannot advise you to do something that I haven't done. Okay. Ulali Everett. Hello, Auntie Stephanie. Greetings, peace, and blessings from the UK. Hey, peace and blessings. Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate you. LA in the house. Hey, Henry Ross. Appreciate you checking in, LA. Appreciate you. All right, Jahari. I just want all of us to have good expectations and good experiences, have as safe experience as possible, and not think that somebody scared the hell out of you that you didn't have a choice on when you left. You know, that's all I'm saying. Because whenever we travel, people expect for us to have money because they figure that if you can afford to pay for a plane ticket to get there, you're not broke. And they may not even believe you don't have that much money. They may just think you just trying to get over on them. And I wouldn't want to be a hardship on anybody, you know. So, you know, like I said, I would not advise y'all to do nothing that I don't do. So that's that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're thinking about it. That's good. Because I'm telling you, it's have so many people out there that make people think that they don't have time and stuff. And I really don't like that kind of thing. And I'm not going to be a participant to that. You know, that's not my personality. And I will not participate in that, y'all. So I want all of y'all to know that nobody knows the hour. So no matter what anybody says, take whatever they say with a grain of salt. You know. Okay. Hello, B. Slayton. And here's Jahar was asking, is it okay to ask if it's okay to ask? I'm from London. Okay, cool. Only time I was in London was when I was in Heathrow passing through. Otherwise, I hadn't. Okay, Finish the Race is saying, I guess for me, when I visited Nigeria, it wasn't so much for pleasure, but mostly for business and finding out info on housing, transportation, food, cost of living for my return to Africa. And that's all good because you knew what your needs were and you got them met, sis, and that's great. Oh, okay. You was talking about that panel when I was with TAC and them. Hey, I was ambushed, y'all. I was feeling like I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. So anyway. But yeah, it was interesting anyway. But you know, guys, if I have a choice, I'll be on a panel, a more balanced panel, you know. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you thought so. Because after a while, you saw me like not even looking at one part of the panel till that part was blanked out. Oh, some people just, I don't know. I don't even want to make no comment, but oh, it was interesting. It was interesting. And I'm glad that you was there and you heard me. You know, I was trying to represent for all the warrior women out there. Oh, I just want us women to be seen as complete human beings. That's all. Complete human beings. Being seen as equals to everybody. That we are not just comforters. That we are that and everything else. Like they say, I'm every woman, it's all in me. I think so. Well, thank you, B. Slayton. I try my best to share some wisdom. I try not to come across as anything less. I try to do my research when I know what the subject is about. Because sometimes I listen to people, and I heard somebody this morning say that they never prepare for a live. They just whatever's in their head, and it bothered me. It's like, you still need to know. If you know the subject matter, you should know something. You should have researched something and not just come there just sprouting out stuff and have no background. I don't understand that. But it's just not me. Even if I'm doing a live with y'all, if I gave y'all a subject, I'm definitely going to make sure I know something about that subject so I can speak. Because I asked y'all to participate, but then I actually have to wait for y'all to chime in. And otherwise, it'll be terrible if I didn't prepare and I'm just sitting there trying to make up something in the meantime. Okay, guys, is any other questions y'all have? Because otherwise, we can be wrapping up this session and I can have something else to come back cool with y'all in a couple of weeks. And if this time is okay with everybody, cool, because I think 2:00 is good or 3:00, but up in that time period, I'll be coming back within 2 weeks with a different subject. I'll be posting it early on my community page so y'all will know. And during the week, I will be doing my little follow-up of the ear candy stuff for people who like all of that. And this actually was from the Gullah Geechee people. Queen Quet helped me pick it out. It's an artisan in the Gullah Geechee that made all of this. And so that's part of my cooperative economics. Hey, Abiola Paletti. Hello. Thank you for coming. And I'm glad you agree. I'm trying not to miss nobody, y'all. There has been time when African women had to stand up, not only for themselves and their children, but also for their men when they couldn't stand up for themselves. Right on. I know Ya Asante was one of many. So I agree with you. And I know it was a warrior woman in Jamaica that also was a warrior woman. It's plenty in our lineages. So yes, I agree. Thank you. I let Queen Quet pick them out for me. She did a good job picking them out. Yes, women have suffered to protect everybody. They've had to done all kinds of things to protect us all, and then have been talked about terribly because they did what was necessary for survival. But because of some of them, we are here today to be able to say so. So I say we are equals. We are equals. We are no more. We are no less. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just saying that women are equals. And it hurts my heart when I hear people talk about women as objects. You know, I feel really uncomfortable hearing people talk about women as an object, you know, just in relation to the comfort that they got from them, you know, and not thinking of them as their equal partners, you know. I know I can't think for everybody, but when I'm around folks, I just want people to hear me that I'm a human just like they are. You know, if we could be seeing each other as human beings, then we could see each other as equals. Okay. Now, Bola, I'm going through that right now. I hear you, sister. I hear you. That's it. Nanny Maroon. Thank you, Jara. Oh, I knew that's who it was. I just had a brain fart for a minute. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry. I definitely be offering up my prayers for your family. Very sorry to hear that. You standing up for him now. See, we do that kind of thing. And I'm sure he appreciates you. You got his back, literally. Thank you for that. That's sweet of you, as my grandmother would say. Really will be praying for him for real. I hear you. I hear you. It gets hard sometimes. Okay, guys. What else y'all got to say before I wrap it up now? Let me know. Let me know, guys. If you want to become a patron, there's the information, y'all. That's when I get to the Gambia, when I'll be partying like it's 1999 and I'm old, y'all, because that was like probably back in the day for some of y'all. Oh, it'll be with my patrons. Not saying I'm not going to party with everybody else. I will, but it'll be when I go to Mo2 or somewhere that's just public. It won't be, you know, private parties, you know. But I'll have some private parties with my patrons. I'll be just so happy y'all showed up in the motherland. I know it's hard to get there, y'all. I know, because I'm working on getting back myself. Oh, okay. Definitely going to be praying for him. Yeah, we'll all be on one accord praying for him. So sorry again to hear that. Okay, guys. Anybody else have anything else to say or any questions to ask before I wrap it up for us? Like I said, I will be coming back. The Most High say the same in 2 weeks, probably at the same time, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, if that's a good time with most of you guys. Let me know in the comments, even if it's after this live is finished. Let me know if 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock is better for y'all. And according to the majority, I'll go by that time, 2 or 3 o'clock. Because 1 o'clock was too early. It's like by the time I was getting ready to get off, then people would start coming. I think today was a good time that we had a nice group, you know. And I hope y'all share this stream. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. That's how we all become more of a family, when we share. So I appreciate you sharing with us. And I definitely have him and all of you in my prayers. Okay, 2 o'clock. All right, that's good. Anybody else think 2 o'clock is good? Because I know that 1 o'clock was just not good. I didn't have enough people. Like I said, by the time I was wrapping it up, that's when everybody was coming. So then it still kept on lasting after that. Okay, 2 o'clock was perfect. Okay, thank you. Finish the race. Okay, Ebola. Thank you. Okay, 2 o'clock it is. 2 o'clock in 2 weeks. And y'all give me suggestions for what y'all want the show to be about. Because I want y'all's input. It's about y'all, guys. It's not about me. Like I say, I get zero for this. I'm doing this because I love y'all. Y'all. Love y'all. So I'm doing this for y'all. It's not about money. Anyway. Let's see what this. Be safe and healthy. Yep. I'm going to join the Patreon. I got to get myself together, y'all. All right, cool. You will get yourself together. You will. Oh, that's right. Y'all don't forget to click that bell, because when you click the bell, you'll be alerted when it's any new videos. And I try my best to put up videos as I'm led. So a lot of times I put up videos every day or every other day. I could do them more often, but I tell y'all, I don't know how the algorithm works. And when I don't get a lot of views, it's like I'm not motivated to make another video right away. I'll be like, let me change the title or something, or let me change the thumbnail. It's something going on here. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. Oh, I love you. I don't know about it more now. I can love a lot. It all grows. I was told when I went to one of these conferences that love was like grapes, that the more you give it out, the more you get back. And so eventually you have a big grape cluster, you know? And even though some people that you give love to, you don't get that love back. If you gave love to a lot of people, still, as you grow, that cluster grows. So imagine in 6 to 8 years how many grape clusters I've given away. Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to finish the race too, as soon as this is finished. And I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much for making this be one of the best lives ever. I felt like, I don't know, when I have my sisters come in and say something, you know, I want my brothers to say something too. But when my sisters come in and represent y'all, y'all just don't know how much energy y'all give me. You know, y'all really gave me so much energy that I appreciate y'all. I do. So thank y'all so much for coming on, for giving me more energy. Y'all just don't know. It's like doing these shows sometimes is like being around kryptonite. And when I did it with y'all today, instead, it was like y'all gave me the Care Bear stare and giving me, love, love was coming toward me, and so I feel empowered to keep going. And so I appreciated each one of y'all that came on, whether you came on through the chat off to the side or whether y'all clicked in. Y'all actually empowered me. Y'all just don't know, how much I appreciate y'all. That's why I keep going, because of all of you. So thank y'all so much. And until next time, y'all, because otherwise, we're going to keep talking. Peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.